There's a connection between the international crisis and Biden corruption. And it's something the media isn't going to talk about. But it's something Judicial Watch continues to investigate. And at least with respect to yours truly and Judicial Watch generally, we're going to talk about. Now, before I leave, I do want to spend a few minutes talking about Ukraine. I don't know what's happening in Ukraine. I mean, from the big picture perspective, I see Russia as already, quote, breaking the norms by placing large numbers of troops on the border of Ukraine. No punishment for them for that. So, I mean, they've kind of got some benefit already from their dangerous games in terms of seemingly to prepare for invasion. But what I want to do is to highlight the intersection between government corruption and the international crisis we're in over the Russia's threatening stance in terms of invading Ukraine. Now, we're not allowed to say this, I say that jokingly, but Ukraine, the evidence shows, targeted Trump because they evidently wanted Hillary Clinton to win. And when Trump asked questions about it, and asked questions about Hunter Biden's involvement in Burisma, the Ukrainian entity, for which he was given outrageous amounts of money for really to do nothing, he got impeached for it. So remember, the first impeachment of President Trump was about punishing him for asking questions about Ukrainian interference in our elections. It's all part of Russiagate. And Joe Biden corruption tied to all of that. So they were so concerned about Joe Biden and Ukraine that they were prepared to remove a president from office from asking questions about it. That's just how abusive that crowd is. And Judicial Watch separately uncovered all sorts of concerns about Biden and Ukraine and Russia, even in the Obama administration. I mean, we had documents from the Obama administration that we uncovered where a key official was talking to our ambassador to Ukraine about the Russians trolling Joe Biden over his connections to Burisma in Ukraine because Biden was making noise of fighting corruption in Ukraine, and the Russians are like, who are you kidding? Your son's shaking things down here. So the way I look at this is that you had the Biden gang involved in a shakedown operation of Ukraine that included Biden's own admission on tape that he forced a firing of a prosecutor that potentially was who potentially was targeting Burisma by threatening to withhold aid. I mean, that's just like a snippet of the issue. And then you remember there's this Senate report that confirmed that the mayor of the wife of the ex-mayor of Moscow, maybe the widow, gave all sorts of money to Biden's firm as well. $3 million, I think the number was. Biden's been compromised. So if you're Putin, you know you've got Biden in your pocket. You just think he's either corrupted or you have something on him because of his family's corrupt business dealings in Ukraine. So I highlight that all to detail to you that there's a connection between the international crisis and Biden corruption. And it's something the media isn't going to talk about. But it's something Judicial Watch continues to investigate. And at least with respect to yours truly and Judicial Watch generally, we're going to talk about. And it's further confirmation that government corruption, the consequences can be dangerous. It's not just you know, a buddy getting a contract here and there and money they're not supposed to get and waste, fraud, and abuse, at certain levels, it places the whole world at risk. So, I mean, I'm sure when the next crisis with China arises, I can give the same report to you, just substitute all of Hunter Biden's China dealings. I mean, my concern is, besides Joe Biden's I'm highlighting his cognitive challenges. Sometimes I feel like I have them in terms of trying to get some words out. So there's general public concern about his cognitive challenges. To me, the graver concern, or equally grave concern, is the fact that you have his family's business dealings that he was involved in. Remember, 10% for the big guy. It's been confirmed he was involved in these business dealings. Heck, it was going on while he was in office, and he was part of some of these business dealings directly, meeting with some of these folks. I mean, the Chinese and the Russians have Biden's number, and they do because he's been compromised by his personal corruption. Republicans don't want to talk about it. The media won't talk about it. But you can always trust Judicial Watch, not only, quote, to talk about it, but to actually do something about it. And I've been talking about the lawsuits we have on these issues. And believe me, there's always additional Freedom of Information Act requests out there that we're going to be following up on as well, either through the regular process or through more lawsuits.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all the latest news from Judicial Watch.